What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, it's a game week review. Yes, it's on a Wednesday because I'm busy. I'm a busy person. I've got things to do. But I want to make an announcement that I'm actually going to be trying to keep up to date with videos as well. So, yeah. Hopefully have the preview and the differentials finally. Without further ado, let's look at the review. Starting off, as always, with the goalkeepers. We start off today with the goalkeepers, as always, and the four goalkeepers that have picked out, the only four goalkeepers that got above 2 were Hennessy, Lloris, Robles and Schmeichel. Hennessy on 9, Lloris on 8, Robles on 6 and Schmeichel on 4. Starting off with Hennessy, 9 points. Crystal Palace managed to pick out a 1-0 win against Middlesbrough, which really helps them and sinks Middlesbrough down, because if they've got a win against that, not only they distance themselves from the bottom 3, but also Crystal Palace, who were relatively around there. Crystal Palace, though, big win. Will Hennessy be a good keeper? If they buck their ideas up by that one, but Middlesbrough are shite going forward at the best of times, so take them at the worst of times away from home. You're going to get a simple clean sheet. Something Man City didn't do. Just want to point that out. But Hennessy comes in 4.3. Well worth a risk, but there are better options out there. You've got Goalkeepers and also Pickford, I'd say, are better options. Moving on from that, we also have Lloris. He's 5.5. He's one of the best goalkeepers, if not the best, around at 5.5, because Kurtyoy is now 5.9, I think, which is an insane amount to spend on a defender. That's not going to get any points for going forward. Obviously, saves will come into handy, but do they make saves? And also, conceding against Swansea, they're showing that they are conceding quite a bit more. So maybe if you've got Kurtyoy, transfer out for Lloris, because I really do like the prospect of Lloris. Also got Joel Robles from Everton, £4.7 million. Everton look to be sturdying up their back line, and a 2-0 win against Sunderland can prove that. You also got Kasper Schmeichel, who made a few saves and got himself 4 points for the week. And to be honest, I'd leave that. They did well against Liverpool. They beat Liverpool 3-1. But is that going to mean that they now try and make a late title challenge? No. They can't, mathematically anyway. Challenge for top 4, I doubt it. It will more be consolidating in the Premier League. I posted on Twitter that I do think Ranieri was the right decision to go. But we'll have to wait and see. At the end of the day, he did an incredible amount for the job, and it's such a sad thing to happen. But Schmeichel, £4.9 million. You've got Hennessy and Robles, who are risks in themselves, but also better options in, Ben Foster. You've got Goalkeepers and Pickford, like I said, so there are better options out there. Moving on to the defenders, and we have got some proper good defenders for you. Patrick Van Aanholt, top scored in the defenders category, that is. You know who's going to be higher than him on 15 points. Coleman on 12, Macaulay on 10. We've got Keane on 8, Dawson and Funes Mori are the ones I picked out on 7 points. Now Van Aanholt, again, that's £5 million. He's quite an expensive defender, slightly more sturdy when he moved from Sunderland to Crystal Palace. We've got a winning goal against, ironically, joining up with Big Sam once again. I think Van Aanholt could be a success, but I wouldn't transfer him this season. If Big Sam's still there next season and Palace ever survive the drop, I'd say Van Aanholt would look a very, very good prospect. But for now, £5 million is well too expensive. You can put that money to good use elsewhere in your team, probably towards the Coleman fund, who keeps on scoring good points. 12 points this game week. I picked Baines when they were, the same price, and it's not gone well for me, has it? Coleman looks a really, really good prospect, though, as Everton, as I say, beat Sunderland 2-0. Macaulay also comes in with 10 points, £5.2 million. I've always said, don't. If you got a Macaulay bandwagon when it started, brilliant. But I've always said, he's 5.1 now, 5 points, 4.9, 4.8. There are, he won't stop. He won't start scoring again. He can't keep on scoring throughout the season. Someone else will start. Where he leaves, and he keeps on scoring. I think that's his 6th or 7th for the season now. Insane, absolutely insane amount. So 10 points, this week, 5.2. Who knows how many he can score? He could probably get double figures. You're looking at maybe the next John Terry, although Macaulay is quite old, so it won't be for too long. Keane is on 8. Burnley, I would stay away. He's £5 million. There are cheaper options out there, especially in the Burnley defence. There are cheaper options. I'm looking at the right back Ward and left back Lowton for that. You also got Dawson and Funes Mori on 7. I'd go maybe for Dawson as a cheaper option for Macaulay. He also gets forward a lot, but I think he suffered, he had to come off due to a head injury, so I'm not sure if he's going to be, how long he's out for. I haven't even looked at that. And Funes Mori, very cheap option in comparison to Coleman. Won't get the points for going forward much, but clean sheets will be there. Moving on to midfield, he had a weird selection of midfielders this week with Fabregas on 13 points, Pedro on 12, Eriksen on 11, Idrissa Gueye on 10, Huddleston on 9, and Coutinho on 8. I think it's the first time I've had points going down like that. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Fabregas, he's coming off the bench quite a lot. He started this game, and I think it was the right decision to include him, although you haven't got the defensive structure of having Kante and Matic, who have been the solid centre mid partnership for a lot of the season. Fabregas, if you're playing at home, a team you know are going to sit back, allows you to have that passing quality. He was taken out of the team for Matic, and he scored and assisted in that game, so it only proves my point. So could we see that more often? Maybe so. Of £6.9 million, it's a risk that I don't think is worth taking. See how it plays, and maybe next season he could force his way into the first team. If not, he might leave. So who knows? I'd say for now it's a bit too risky. For 0.2 million more, you get the super informed Pedro, who just cannot stop scoring good points in FPL. Really good price for him. I really should have gone when I got rid of Hazard, maybe brought in Pedro instead, but didn't want to take that risk. But he is definitely looking good at £7.1 million. Eriksen also on there, grabbed a few assists for Kane's goals at the weekends, 11 points scored, 8.7 he costs, and he's a decent price. Dele Alli also got on the score sheet, didn't make it into the top 6 this week, but yeah, I'd say Eriksen, if you're looking for a high price midfielder, definitely looks worth your while. You also got Idrissa Gueye on 10. Stay away from that £5 million. That's a really good price, you say. He scored good this week, maybe next week. But he's basically the equivalent of Everton's equivalent of N'Golo Kante. He will sit back a lot. He won't get many goals. I mean, Kante's further proof. How many goals has Kante got this season? You can count them up in one hand. You probably count them up in just a few fingers, to be fair. So Gueye, he's a very, very vitally important player to Everton. If he plays, defensively look a lot more solid, so the Colemans and the Baines and the Funes Moris can get those clean sheets more often, but going forward he won't offer much consistently. I've also got Huddleston 4.6, he's again a very, very deep player, but £4.6 million, who knows what he could do. And also Coutinho, further proof that Liverpool midfield is just so just all over the place, I suppose you could say. We're thinking, Mane's definitely the one to go with, if not Firmino, and out of the blue, Coutinho comes up with a very important 8 points. So I don't really know what to say about that, to be honest. Move on to the attackers, I suppose. And on to the attackers we go. We got Harry Kane with 20 points. I did mention, you obviously know who scored more than Van Aanholt this game week. About to say this season, this game week. Vardy scored 13, Dini with 9, Llorente on 7. And the only two other goal scorers, Costa and Lukaku on 6. Starting off with Harry Kane on 20. 3 goals, 1 assist at home against, what people would say maybe is a tough to beat Stoke side. I don't see it anymore, to be honest. It's looking pretty good for Spurs. I think they will get top 4, despite people writing them off at the start of the season. Kane is going to be a massive, massive player. And to be honest, I was looking before the game week at, Kane, maybe just transfer him out for Aguero if they get double game week. Don't know what I'm going to do now if I want to try and get Aguero or a Man City player in, because I cannot seem to squeeze anywhere in. But Kane, I'd say definitely keep hold of. Spurs are looking good, Kane's looking good, and that is always a recipe for success. Vardy also scored high on 13 points. Finally, I think the first time he scored double figures since his hat-trick against Man City, so big news for him. £9.6 million. It's worth keeping an eye on. Add him onto your watch list. Don't go in balls deep on him, because that will come back to haunt you if Leicester City do start playing like they did as Ranieri was managing them. If they do change, it's well worth bringing them in. But £9.6 million is a huge amount to part with when you consider the fact that he's been so inconsistent this season. Dini on 9 is another person that's been inconsistent, starting to get in the run of things now, and he is a striker that can really be hard to play against. £6.8 million. Is he worth it? I can't give a yes or a no. I'd say it's in your own opinion, but it's a risk. I'd say it's definitely a risk. We've also got Fernando Llorente, £6.2 million, 7 points scored, great header against Chelsea, and further proof that he can come up anywhere. He scored 2 goals away against Liverpool, 1 goal away against Chelsea. It's just, he knows where the goal is, and if he's going to find it, it doesn't matter who's standing in front of him. We've also got Costa and Lukaku on 6, 2 players now in the 10 million club. Lukaku made it there after people saying he scored a goal finally against Sunderland, albeit a very fluky one. As regards to will I bring either of them in, Costa, possibly, but if you've got extra, 3 million or so, I think it's about 2 million now. If you're looking to bring in Costa, if you've got Costa, maybe look for Aguero for that double game week, because he will be hopefully he'll be starting both games. You've also got Lukaku, 10 million. If you haven't got him in yet, wait on that. Don't bring him in yet, because after all, after game week 28, he hasn't got any double game weeks coming up. Not one. I don't think. There might be, chance for some, maybe a frozen off pitch, but we're going into summer, so I don't know if there's any other cups that can get them, games moved about, but Lukaku after that will have no double game weeks. So look at your Costas who have missed game week 28. Look at your Ibrahimovic's who have missed both 26 and 28. Also maybe even an Aguero who has another game week to come up. There's lots of strikers that have game weeks to come up. Even a Kane as well, who's just a bit more than Costa. There are better strikers out there that can also do a little bit of a job and also double game weeks, and that really can come in handy. But that happens to be that for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know. Out of all the top scorers this week, who have you brought in? Who are you going to bring in? And that Man City potential double game week. Is it on? Is it something we're looking at thinking, yes, I want a piece of that? Or is it something we're staying away from thinking, it's not worth the risk to bring them in yet? Are we waiting for the confirmation? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I think I said that before. Oh well. Subscribe. Remember to subscribe. And peace.